Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today I will be going over some basic event nodes for you beginners out there. So today I am going through events, 3 main events in particular, actually 4. Event tick, event begin play, begin overlap, and end overlap. So let's just get straight into it. So event tick activates on every frame. So basically, if your PC is running at 60 frames per second, it will be doing 60 ticks per second, meaning this node here will activate 60 times a second. And it's very good for timers or anything that you just want to constantly happen. So for testing purposes, I have a variable called ticks, and then every tick it goes into a increment. I think it's called an increment. Yeah, increment integer, which just adds 1. That's what this means. And then it sets that, and then it prints it. Next up, we have event begin play, which is the most simple one. It's you click play, or when this actor is spawned in, it does this. So whatever comes after this, it does it once. As soon as it plays, it just does it. Event actor begin overlap is when the actor overlaps with another actor, but it does need to reference the other actor. So you use a cast node. I will also explain what casts do in a minute. So basically, if you overlap with the third person character, it will print a string. And end overlap is the same thing, just the opposite. You stop overlapping with it and it does something. Just so you can see it working, I'm going to open a new editor window, and if you look in the corner, it said hello as soon as we started playing, and there is a number constantly changing. That's because what's my FPS right now? My FPS is 57, basically 60. So basically that number's going up by 60 every second, and then this cube here is the actor. So if I overlap with it, it says touched, and when I end my overlap with it, it says not touched. So that's everything I just showed you working. Now I'm going to show you 2 uses for some of these nodes. First one is the timer. The timer uses the event tick. What I've done here is I've made 2 integer variables, one called min, one called sec, and to display the timer on the screen I've done a print string. And what this node here does is basically it combines this number here and this number here with a colon in the middle, so it looks like a timer. So that's all that's just the display part of it. And then here is a delay, and this delays it for 1 second. So every second it adds a second onto it adds 1 to the second, checks if it's 60. If it isn't 60, it does nothing, so we don't need to worry about that. And if it is 60, then it adds a minute and then sets seconds to 0. Let's drag the timer in and just show you it working. Alright, yes, I've set the seconds default to 55, so it just started counting at 55, but if I just press play again, you can watch the corner. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and then it adds a minute. So that's all working. Next thing I want to show you how to do is a coin. First thing I did was I used event tick again to make it rotate constantly. This is completely optional, it's just for looks. Before I get to the next bit, I just want to quickly go over what casting is. Basically, casting is kind of like talking to another blueprint. So this is in the coin blueprint, but if you cast to the third person character, it will basically talk to the third person character blueprint. But depending on the type of actor, there could be multiple of that actor or blueprint in the world. So that's what this is for. This would be for specifying what actor specifically it is. So if there's more than one third person character, so if it's a multiplayer game, it needs to be referenced to the correct one. And what you could do with a cast is you can get all of their variables. So you could create a variable in the player called coin, and then you can get it here and set it here as well within a different blueprint. So it is very useful for multiple things, and in this video I'll just show you how to make it into a coin system. So this is how I did the coins. So it goes event begin overlap into a cast a third person character, and that's what this will do. This will specify which third person character it is, and then it gets the coin variable from the third person character, adds one to it, and then destroys the coin. I've dragged the coin into the level, and yep, event tick, it is constantly spinning, and if I overlap with it, it will add a coin and destroy itself. And there you go, a very simple coin. I hope you have learned something about using event tick, begin play, begin overlap, end overlap, and the very basics of casting. Feel free to use this code here. This is very simple coin code. You can add a collect animation if you know how to do that, or you could just leave it as this, because as it is, this is working. And with the timer, this is very basic timer. It hasn't got a UI attached to it, but if you've got the know-how, you could very easily translate this here and use it as a UI. That about wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.